Hello, it's great to be here. I'm Rabbi Karen Fox. I am Dave Fox's daughter. Dave was an artist, a really terrific artist of serigraphs, lithographs, watercolor, ceramics, a whole variety of art. He was from Vienna, Austria, and today's exhibit here at the Holocaust Museum of Los Angeles is called From the Danube to the Pacific, Reinventing Home. It's quite something to have his work displayed and to have it displayed here, because we're not at an art gallery. We're not at a university. We're at a center that's specifically focused on education and education about the Holocaust and its impact on Jewish people. We're in a country where we can talk about differences and different religious groups and different ethnic groups and show the history of what happened to our families, to the Jewish people, is really incredible, and that's not lost on me.
We have been working on this exhibition for about 3 years now. We started actually before the pandemic. And one really important thing for me was I wanted to pull out certain themes from Dave Fox's artwork. He has a robust number of paintings and sketches and lithographs and screen prints. And he basically was sketching and painting his entire life, nearly 90 years. So when we were looking at the collection, we wanted to ensure that the themes that are most connected to Holocaust Museum LA and what visitors interact with while they're here were represented in the collection. So we really looked at that story of being a refugee, being a victim of identity-based violence, and finding yourself in a new place without knowing anyone, without speaking the language, and being forced to reinvent home.
If people start at the opening of the exhibit, they see the question, where is home? What makes home for you? What are the signs and symbols and smells and tastes and pictures of home? For my dad, home was a mix of his early experience in Vienna. If you see some of the pictures of Los Angeles, there are mountains in the background, and he took that love of hiking and of cross-country skiing and eventually downhill skiing from Vienna to here. He actually, when he had to leave Vienna, he went with this sports league, HaKoach, a Jewish sports league, and they skied out from town to town. So the fact that he was a hiker and skier was also a connection to Los Angeles and a life-giving experience.
And I think one really crucial element of this exhibition is we have this question section where we ask people to think about, what does home mean to you? And they can fill out a little sticker shaped like a house and put it in this community neighborhood of homes. And it makes people think and reflect and see that strangers, but really their neighbors, want the same things that they do. And one word that has been repeated throughout is security, love, and family.
LA is clearly the melting pot. And people have come here from many parts of the world. Where do we mix? One of the places we mix are in schools. And actually, one of the benefits of the Holocaust Museum in Los Angeles is that school groups come here. And they may come from a different ethnic background where they were forced to leave their country. And they read the story of Dave Fox being forced to leave Vienna, Austria, and they may have a connection and say, I can make it. I can have the opportunity to learn something new, to bring color, to tell the story of what it was like to leave and to regain footing in the city of Los Angeles and the United States as a free person. And that's really what this museum is about. That what makes me very happy that my dad's work is here.
Our education philosophy at Holocaust Museum LA is to focus on survivor stories and artifacts, to really draw out the story and the experiences for people to connect to history in a personal way. And I think Dave Fox is an excellent example of that. We have photographs of him as a little kid in Vienna. We have his beautiful sketches showing this idyllic childhood. And when visitors come to the museum, I think that's what makes them connect with history. You know, they might not know these people, they might not have ever visited these places before, but I think that human element is really important for people to understand the important lessons of Holocaust history.
This show is basically saying, as Dad says on the last piece, never forget. Remember who you are and what your story is, and help make this America one that honors people of all colors, all languages, all sizes, all shapes, and bring it together so that we honor the human being that is part of Los Angeles, California, the United States.
We're really grateful that LA County continues to support institutions like ours and other arts and cultural institutions, because I think that's what makes us a stronger, more woven community. I think that's what breeds education opportunities and community building and advocacy, and really that is what is going to make LA County home for everyone, is when we're learning from each other.
My father would be stunned. It's quite something. He'd be delighted. He would be very pleased, one, to be remembered, two, to know that his art is telling his story. He wouldn't be surprised that I'm keeping on talking and talking about him and their story, my parents, both my mother and my father, but I think he would be truly honored